TaxSlayer offers a high quality experience of filing your taxes online, and this year is no exception. It's starting to move its way into the premium tier of tax software available to you, but it offers it at a really great price point. This video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into TaxSlayer, what you can expect this year. Stick around. Hey guys, it's Justine with the College Investor, investing in personal finance for millennials. Today we're talking about TaxSlayer. We offer complete reviews and walkthroughs of all the latest and greatest tax software available to you at thecollegeinvestor.com if you want to explore that before you make your final decision in who you're filing your taxes with. So let's do a quick summary of TaxSlayer. First off, the intuitive navigation and user interface is really easy to use, along with multiple levels of support, including access to tax pros. Now, there aren't any brokerage integrations, but users can upload their spreadsheets to take a look at all of their stock transactions over the past year. So is TaxSlayer truly free? There is a version called TaxSlayer Simply Free, and there are a few tax situations that gets you to qualify for this specific tier. First, your taxable income has to be less than $100,000 and you don't have any dependents. Your types of incomes are wages, salaries, tips, taxable interest of $1,500 or less, and or unemployment compensation. You claim the standard deduction, and your tax filing status is single or married jointly. Also, it says here as an added bonus, you can claim education credits and deduct your student loan interest with Simply Free. If you have a very straightforward, and I feel like a lot of perhaps those who have just graduated college, they're starting their first jobs, I feel like this is you. This is a really straightforward, Simply Free filing situation. If you have anything else such as earned income tax credit, itemized deductions, self-employment, tax sales, any of that, then you would not qualify for the Simply Free. Let's actually take a look at their products and see what you have as options. So we just went through the Simply Free. I assume most people are probably going to fall within the classic or the premium version. If you're self-employed, you have a Schedule C, then you're going to be paying the $64.95 plus the state additional across the tiers is $39.95, except for the Simply Free, which the state is included. I think that's a great deal. The classic is actually going to cover most tax situations, including IRS forms, credits, and deductions, no restrictions. Also, you'll see this Rakuten pop up. You can actually activate 5% cash back. If you're using that extension on Google Chrome, then this is a great savings for you. Also, I didn't mention this, if you are part of the College Investor community and you're watching this video, if you use code SAVE25, you can receive 25% off at checkout for using TaxSlayer. So $34.95 for the classic tier. If you want access to a pro plus live chat, phone and email support, you're going to be paying the $54.95 and then the $64.95 for self-employed. So what's new in 2024 for TaxSlayer? You're going to see the software updated according to the latest tax code changes from the IRS, including things like the standard deduction, income tax brackets, and so forth. You're going to see that included inside of TaxSlayer. Over the past several years, it has made huge strides and improvements on making the user experience more robust and more similar and comparable to those that you would find in a premium tax software such as H&R Block or TurboTax. But because of the price point and where you're getting in at with the classic or the premium at around $40–50, ooh, this makes it a really great option for those who are wanting to save a little bit of money. For 2024, we named TaxSlayer the best tax software for student loan borrowers, landlords, and small business owners. Don't snooze on TaxSlayer. It's actually really great software. I feel like this is one of those underrated versions of tax software that people often overlook, or maybe it gets just caught in the buzz of Google searches and all that. Let's take a look inside of the dashboard and I'll show you what I mean. So this is a look at inside of the dashboard, and it's very reminiscent of H&R Block, I have to say. Maybe it's the green and the white. That's kind of like, this looks familiar. But as you can see, there's not a lot of jargon or windows, things and buttons to click on. It's very straightforward, which I really appreciate. As a tax filer, you don't want to be overwhelmed with a bunch of tax jargon and all of the nuances that I think sometimes a CPA or other tax pro will go in there and say, well, they need this, this, and that. You really don't. Remove the clutter for the end user and you're going to do great things with your tax software. So kudos to TaxSlayer for recognizing that. It looks like they recognize that. What is cool about TaxSlayer is you can pick to be guided by doing guided Q&A about your tax situation if you want a little bit more hand-holding. If you've filed your taxes in the past and you know what you're doing, you have very similar tax forms year in, year out, you can select your forms and enter the information yourself, which I love. I feel like that's going to save you a ton of time, especially if you've already been used to filing your own taxes. Similar to what I've seen in many tax software programs, is a menu of options that shows you exactly which forms you should work on or are available to you that you can upload. I kind of like this because then I can have either a digital stack of my own tax forms or physical copies right here on my desk. I can take a look at what I need and see whether or not this is added inside of a particular section of my federal return. So it's always going to start off the same: income deductions, other tax situations, payments and estimates, miscellaneous, and then you're going to go forth to the state. I wonder, in other tax software, there's actually, in Free Tax USA, I can recall, where you weren't able to skip ahead to a subsection of your return. You actually had to fill out all of the income stuff prior. And most likely due to the way that those calculations for a potential refund or a potential what you might owe to the IRS is calculated here on the right-hand side. A very clean navigation. It actually looks like you can hide it and open it up. Amazing. I actually really like that. So as we go through our tax form, this is really cool. Oh, we can do the import right here for the W-2. So I love this. What if we do skip import? Cool features about TaxSlayer. You can either upload the PDF or you enter your own info in manually. I love that this is a time-saving option for folks. You can upload that PDF. I feel like this is a common way now that people are getting their W-2s. If not, for the sake of this tutorial, since I actually don't have a W-2, we'll just go ahead and manually enter this. And so you're just gonna go through. It looks like they have the whole form listed as you scroll through. So it's not broken out into sections. Let's see the help and support feature. Oh, cool. How can we help you? So it does have the ability for you to kind of click around if you need help and support. It looks like they have that feature up here on the right-hand side. Okay, once I added in the W-2 information, you're going to see that return summary update here on the right-hand side. So right now it's showing me that I owe $27.22 on my federal return. If you have any other forms related to income, here is where you would input. A lot of people might have the 1099 INT or 1099 div form, and I love that they have the green buttons to visually show you exactly, okay, this is not an area that I've been before in my tax return, much like how they just grayed out the button where it says add edit for the W-2. So visually, I love that because then you can see exactly where you need to go. I'm a visual person, and so you're going to find in TaxSlayer that it's going to cater to those who visually want to see exactly where they're at in the process. So let's say that you did have a 1099 INT form. It looks like, question. Oh, it looks like they lumped the div and the INT forms together into this question. So that's not what I've seen in the past. But let's do the INT form here. All right, cool. So when I added the interest income that I earned from Capital One, it did update the federal owed amount summary here on the right-hand side. Let's hit continue. And then if none of these other options pertain to you, then you can hit continue, and we're going to move on to the next subsection of deductions. Oh, and again, it gives me the option to either be guided or select form. So let's say we want to be guided to show you exactly what that looks like. This is the Q&A situation in the version. I love that you can choose your own adventure inside of TaxSlayer. That makes it really easy for those who need a little bit more hand holding. So it looks like for family deductions, did you want to explore possible credits and deductions related to your family? Let's click no. Did you own a home or property at any time in 2023? Charitable contributions. Let's say you did. Let's say we did Save the Elephants and we did $5,000. Oh, if you have an HSA, so would you like to explore possible credits and deductions related to medical expenses? So if you had medical and dental expenses, MSAs, HSA, health insurance for self-employed, then you click yes. Pay any medical or dental expenses in 2023, let's say yes. Let's see the amount we paid to provider that were out of pocket. Let's say we spent 2,500 bucks. Let's say we made contributions to an HSA and we did $2,000. If you had credits, deductions related to student loan interest, qualified education expenses, then you can go ahead and add that here as well. I like how they have this set up. This guide is really easy to understand, and it looks like there's not a lot of text here. So you're not going to get lost and confused of what they're asking. I feel like this is very straightforward. So it does appear that the Q&A guide, it does take a little bit longer because you're having to go through each section and say yes or no to any of these sections. So if you wanted to exit, looks like I can select my forms. Does that cancel out what I already put? No. Awesome. So it looks like you can jump out of it if you are like, I don't need to go through this anymore. So now we can hit continue and look at other tax situations. So I do appreciate that they have the menu of options that you can scroll through and then pick and choose which ones pertains to your situation. If not, you can just simply click continue and move forward to the next section. Once you get through all of the different sections of your tax return, you're going to see this really handy tax return summary here that shows you exactly how this is broken down and why you owe what you owe or potential refund. And I also love this handy drop down menu to tell you exactly where the different numbers are coming from. Adjusted gross income, health savings account deduction, $2,000. Oh, this is so nice. I find this is like really easy to read. Once you get all of that input, then it will copy over pertinent information for your state return so you can file that through TaxSlayer. That's a look inside of the dashboard. Most people are going to fall within TaxSlayer's classic tier, although you're going to get access to a Tax Pro if you bump up to the premium and the self-employed versions. You're going to be paying more money. That's what you get with different tax situations. I find that the biggest pros are that the classic tier includes all major tax forms. You're getting a really great bargain for what you're getting inside of that tier. Plus, I just found it really easy to use. They have how-to articles for you, and you get advice from tax pros on those higher tiers. Now, some of the drawbacks of TaxSlayer is that most users are excluded from the simply free tier, so most users are probably going to have to pay. Plus, there's minimal support for importing tax forms and data. And lastly, there's no direct bank or brokerage integration. You're going to find that type of support with a more premium tax software like TurboTax. So is TaxSlayer worth it? I think so. For the amount of money that you're paying for the user experience on the inside, the fact that you get to pick between a Q&A guided experience versus just picking and selecting your forms, and I found it very intuitive to use. I think this is a great bargain tax software that feels very premium on the inside. If that's what you're looking for, if you want that experience, then I find that TaxSlayer, it could be your go-to for most major filing situations. You're going to pay a little bit of money, but I find that that's going to be well worth the cost if it's going to get you filing your taxes with more ease and less time. Don't forget that we have complete tax software reviews and walkthroughs available to you at thecollegeinvestor.com. If you are using TaxSlayer this year, let us know in the comments. Give this one a big thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next video.